Hello, hello. I'm so glad y'all are here. Y'all ready to get
Hello.
rich? Y'all ready to get rich?
Yes.
Y'all
You're
let yeah,
not
look.
already rich. We just trying to find the bank account.
We're already rich, just trying to find the bank account. I am so gonna
That's
use
right.
that. I love that. We're already rich, just trying to find the bank account. That was awesome. Okay, everybody. Let's see. We got a good little number of you in here. Hello, hello. We're going to start tonight. I want to welcome every single one of you in here. We're not going to be in here long because I know it is time for dinner. Some of y'all putting your kids to bed. But I am Real Talk Kim. I am a pastor at Limitless Church. I have the privilege of pastoring one of the greatest churches, I believe, in America. I better believe that. And I have the RTK Inner Circle, which is an incredible community that God has trusted me with. And we meet every other Monday night, and I pour into them and send them out devotions every morning. And all of that was great, but I was feeling in my spirit that the place the church world was lacking is in educating us in finances. And I am very good at finances. When I tell y'all I can make some money, I am blessed. I ain't scared of nothing. I ain't scared of failure. I ain't scared to jump. I ain't scared to leap, and I ain't scared to do it by myself. I am not one that makes a lot of announcements. I am a silent killer. I am one of those people that like everybody in my family want to be broke. Y'all be broke. But as for me and my house, we gonna be billionaires and millionaires. Didn't know how I was gonna do it because I was raised in a preacher's home, and my daddy was always robbing Peter to pay Paul until Paul got broke too, and Peter didn't have no money. And so I was like, no, I am not living this way for the rest of my life. Luckily, thankfully, God really started building my platform. I started doing videos in my car about 10 years ago. And I was working at Bloomingdale's making $13 an hour. I happened to be driving I call it my knockoff Bentley because it left me on the side of the road overheating. Every single day I was coming home from work and in that car waiting for the smoke to stop and for me to be able to put some antifreeze in. I decided to start doing videos, and those videos went viral. Those videos were actually for myself. I used the time in that car to really, I said, what would I need? I started asking myself this question. What would I want from someone right now? And it was always encouragement. I would love for somebody to tell me right now that I'm not going to be sitting on the side of the road for the rest of my life. Now, the big part of my story is that I had started an interior design company in my previous life. When me and my ex-husband, my son's father, were married for 18 years, and he went into deep depression. And when he went into deep depression, he couldn't work. He just went to bed. And it was like his whole life ended at 30. And I was like every other mother on the planet. I was like, I got to figure out something to do. And so I decided that I would tell people I could make drapes, and they believed me. And so I started an interior design company and brought Mimi in as my workroom. And Mimi started making drapes, and I started doing mansions. I don't know how that happened. And then when my marriage ended, in 2006, I found myself back at my mother and my father's house, and I lost everything. I lost my car. I lost my cars. I lost my $500,000 house that I had purchased. Didn't lose it. God came through and let somebody buy it. Investment. I lost $100,000, but I still didn't lose my name. And I ended up moving back in with mom and dad, and I had to go work at Bloomingdale's, and I was making $13 an hour. And I would go to work every day, 1 hour from Fayetteville to Lenox Square Mall. And I'd be like, God, I know you have creative ideas for me that are bigger than my family. I know that I was in special ed my whole life. I still don't know where commas go, but I know that there's something inside of me that needs to come out because the enemy's been fighting me my whole life. Now, though I helped the enemy and I was his biggest tool, I jumped into the marriages that weren't supposed to, I never consulted God for anything. I was just like, I can do it. I can do it. Everything I can do. I was always proving myself. And it was in those 1 hour going to work and 1 hour coming home that I really started learning wealth. I started learning about God. I started learning about the scriptures in the Bible, like Amos 9:13, that says it won't be long now. God's decree said things are about to happen so fast. Your head is about to spin, blessing upon blessing. You won't be able to keep up. And I started reprogramming my brain. And I realized that God wasn't a genie in a bottle. And then I realized that nobody was coming to get me up. There was nobody that was going to come save me. There was nobody that was going to give it to me. There was no one that was going to take my pain away from me. There was nobody that was going to take this depression away from me. There was nobody was coming to my party, my victim in my own story party. And so I began to change the narrative of my life. And now here, 2024, I am 51 years old. And I am the first millionaire in my family. That first million was a mountain to climb, but I did it in 10 years. I don't take a salary from my church. I just start companies and don't know what I'm doing half the time. I just start them, believe in them, push them, and they work. And so I want to encourage every single one of you on here tonight. Before we get started, I want you to just hold your hands out like this. And I want you to tell God, God, I am a willing vessel. Come on, just say that with your mouth. God, I am a willing vessel. You show me what to do and I'll do it. You show me what to do and I will do it. Amen. God, you show me what to do and I'll do it. And so that's a little bit of my backstory. When I tell y'all, I look today and I remember when I was at Bloomingdale's, I was driving driving my Chrysler, and that thing, my knockoff Bentley, and that thing kept having to go to the garage. It kept having to be put in the garage, be put in the garage. It was $1,000 here, $1,000 there. I wasn't a tither. I didn't believe in tithing. I was a single mama. I was like, I can't afford to tithe. And my daddy would always tell me, okay, baby, you don't got to tithe, but God gonna get his money somehow. So every day, every other week, my car was breaking down. So in that season of growth, I realized that it was all the practical principles of God. If I was doing my part, then God would do his. I learned how to do automatic tithing. 10% of my gross now goes to God. I started changing the narrative that I was telling myself. I started going to work looking like I was already a millionaire. I started handling every one of my clients. They wouldn't shop with nobody else in the entire store but me. I started making myself indispensable. I would go overboard. I'd be driving to work some days like, man, in Atlanta traffic. God, I hate this job. And then God would just slap me upside the head and say, no, you be thankful for this job. This job is your testing. This job is your platform. Now I look at it and realize that if I would not have walked through all those things, I would have never been at Bloomingdale's. I would have never learned how to love all of you. I hated people before I went to Bloomingdale's. And so I learned how to love people. I learned loving y'all is my favorite hobby on the planet. Seeing y'all win is better than winning the lottery. And none of that would have been possible. So as we're getting started tonight, I want you to think about that one thing in your life that you feel like was devastating. That one, that embarrassing situation, that when you lay in your bed at night, you're like, man, I wish I could erase this. I wish that I didn't have to make romaine noodles tonight for my sons and my daughters. Like, I wish we could go to Papados. Like, I want you to think about that. All of a sudden, I got more degrees than a thermometer, but I can't get a job. Like, I want you to just think about that thing that is devastating to you, that the enemy is punking you out, making you feel like that you can't succeed. Now, here's the next thing. Get your paper out. I want you to write down $100,000. This is how I did it. $100,000. I always stand on the scripture, the wealth of the wicked is stored up for us. How can we win the world, do great things? How can we have nonprofits? How can we start transitional homes? How can we help our communities if we ain't got no money, right? So God expects us to have it, but we got to do our work. We cannot be lazy. In fact, I break all that laziness off of you. I break that depression off of you, that heaviness off of you, that fear of failure off of you. I just break it all off of you tonight, because after we get off here tonight, you're going to be like, man, I can fly. I can fly. I can do anything. I can do anything. God is not going to wreck his reputation on me, but I got to move. So write $100,000 down. This is how I did it, y'all. $100,000. Then underneath, I want you to write, it's only $8,333 per month that I need to hit $100,000. Now, to some of y'all, if you were like me working at Bloomingdale's, I didn't even make, I don't think, $1,500 for a month, especially if they took all my tax. So $8,000, that's a lot. I think I made like $18,000 maybe my first year at Bloomingdale's, and then they walked me in the office for my review and said, "You're killing it. Here's your 20-cent raise." I'm like, bump that, right? And so $100,000. If you make $8,333 a month, you're going to make $8,000. Now, here's where it becomes easier to understand. You got to write this down, because you got to see these numbers, y'all, because you're going to do this yourself. This is not no MLM. This is not no product you're selling. This is you. You are the brand. I don't care if you're 90. I don't care if you're 60. I don't care if you're 50. I don't care if you're 40. I don't care if you're 30. I don't care how old you are. When you begin to believe that God has put everything on the inside of you to become wealthy in your family, you will start thinking differently. You will. So look at it this way. That is only $2,083 per week. That seems easier, right? Some of y'all could go tomorrow and buy you a t-shirt machine. You could go get you some transfers from Transfer Express. And when you get home from your day job, you could be working at night instead of watching Netflix, right? You could be going to Uber Eats and saying, I'm going to Uber Eats or shop somebody else's groceries for 6 months. And I'm gonna get myself, right? I'm gonna get myself out of this hole, and I'm gonna invest in me, right? I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. It's personal. The next 5 months is personal. Now listen to this. That is only $297 per day to make $100,000 a year. Doesn't that seem easier? Like when you look at this number, $297 per day, it's a shift in the mindset, because it seems like it's way more attainable, right? Now I want you to think about in your head. I want you to think about the things that people in your family have told you that have limited you. Maybe it was your ex-husband. Maybe it was your ex-wife. Maybe now you've picked up a vice, an addiction, something, because you feel like you've become such a failure because somebody's shook their head at you and said, man, you're such a failure. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. I went from the black sheep of the family to the goat. The very people in my family that didn't support me now work for me. Okay? They serve in my ministry. My brother runs my money. He pays my taxes for me. Like when you can see yourself as, I am not staying at this job for the rest of my life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to believe that I'm a brand that other people need. So I want you to write down, there's 3 secrets. Write this down. There are 3 secrets that will unlock your 6-figure potential. 6 secrets. So these are things, y'all, that I literally can tell you works. Number 1 secret. You ready for this? Number one secret. Y'all, it's so funny because on YouTube over here, the one thing that everybody talks about on YouTube is my voice. They talk about my voice. They are over here. Poor Melissa she is over here like blocking people left and right. Can I tell you that if I allowed those haters to stop this voice, did you know that I would not have the number one best-selling audio book on Amazon? The very thing that the enemy, I had to bring this up because the very thing that the enemy has made you insecure in is the very area God's going to use you in. That very thing that you feel like disqualified you is the very thing. You will not even worry about haters that ain't got nothing else to do but sit and talk about people that they don't know. You hear me? The very thing that you are insecure about is where the enemy's going to use you. So when the enemy comes in like a flood, what do? You shout praise to God. You begin to speak over yourself. So here's number one secret. Y'all ready for this? Number one secret. Revolutionary low cost marketing tactics. Social media. Learning a new craft, going to YouTube University, learning how to make reels, learning how to be present on social media. Stop running from it and make yourself unprivate. Why are y'all private? Why are y'all wanting to be millionaires but you're private? People can't even find you, right? It's just stuff that the enemy's got you afraid of is the areas that God is saying, no, I need you to get out of your fear and believe in yourself. It took me forever, y'all, to sell myself. So 3 secrets that's going to unlock your 6-figure potential. You ready? Number 1 is revolutionary low-cost marketing tactics. To some of you, this might sound like Chinese, but I'm going to help break it down. This new micro mentorship that I'm starting on August the 6th, I am going to teach you all of this. I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to help you form your confidence and your brand. So teach participants how to maximize their marketing efforts with minimal financial input. Okay, so here we go. Offer small incentives. This is what I want you to write down under that revolutionary low-cost marketing. All right? Offer small incentives for new customer referrals. So what I do is I will literally, when I see I've got repeat customers, I will send them out an email saying, hey, I've got t-shirts that I'm putting down today for $5. You're getting the first dibs at them. That makes them feel special, right? Because everybody wants to feel like they're seen and valued. So offer small incentives for new customer referrals. This could even be if you are an Uber Eats right now. God's teaching you responsibility right now. In your notes, in your deliveries, put notes in there. Little notes that say, I'm so honored, and a little peppermint, right? Go out of your way to just let people know that they are being seen. In your stores, in your t-shirts, in your cookie companies, in your detailing companies, whatever your business is that we're going to create or you've already created, I'm going to help you with, offer maybe 24 hours of free shipping. Or maybe offer 5%, 10% discount. Or maybe even a cash reward. Like I literally, whenever I'm about to do a promotion, I'll say I'm going to give out $100 gift for the most people that will share this and tag. You've got to follow me. You've got to share this and tag me in the post that you share. And all of a sudden, I've gotten 150 new clients, and I only had to spend $50 or $100 on a gift card because everybody's competitive in some way. So there's so many ways that you can do this. It could even be introduction to cost-effective digital marketing, like leveraging your social media, the digital age. One of my masterminds decided to boost one of her videos that she had done. And she all of a sudden was like, oh my God, I've got 20,000 people that are viewing my video. And she had only spent $10 and all of a sudden now she's gotten all of this, but I'm going to teach you how to do all of this in the micro mentorship. Also, I always ask people when they get my clothing or they finish one of my courses or they buy my books, I always ask them, I need you to do me a favor. Even on my podcast, y'all, I say, I need you to do me a favor. Can you please subscribe to my channel, wherever I'm talking from? Just subscribe to my channel. Leave me a review. 5-star review. I'll tell them even what to leave me, right? Under my books on Amazon, would you please leave me a review? Because that is letting them understand that you are so appreciative of them working with you, that they matter, and their little shout out for you is going to make such a difference. So that's somebody saying, oh my God, my name is about to be under her book, and people are going to know that I read her book and it mattered to her. People will do things, but you've got to tell people what to do. You've always got to be clear, and you got to tell them what you desire of them. Also, even whenever I first started, I had people that would buy my t-shirts. I would tell them, I'm going to send you a free t-shirt if you will do a reel for me in the clothes that you bought. I'm going to send you a free t-shirt. All I need you to do is do a reel for me or do a video for me, advertising. Y'all, I got free influencers that I didn't have to pay anything. Right now, if I allow people to show their ads on my page, like Fab Fit and Fun, they will pay me $1,700 for one slide. For one slide on my story. Now, I don't really do that much, any of that, because I'm more business minded and ministry minded, and I don't want to kind of do this with it. I may eventually do that. I do have ads on my podcast. But that's the same thing. Instead of you paying someone money to advertise for you, you're just giving them some of your free merch. Also, effective marketing doesn't have to drain your budget. It's because you're using your social media pages and you're adding. And y'all listen to me, you never can oversaturate you. People are following you because they love you, right? They love you. They are buying into you. And when people know that they matter, when people know that you care, right? I get up every morning at 8 a.m. and do prayer call. And I did all of this for years and years before I started teaching courses. So I had built this community of people that knew she's real. Like she really wants to take us with her. And I always tell people, if you're not doing more than me, then I'm not a good leader, and you need to go find somebody else. I should be pushing you to do more than me, right? Number 2 secret is mastering the art of the sale. Mastering the art of the sale. And I really just told y'all that in the first one. You've always got to just direct people what to do. And here's another key, y'all. You ready for this? Here's another key. When you're sharing your book, when you're sharing your cupcakes, when you're sharing your cookies, when you're sharing whatever your company, your t-shirts, your hats, your glasses, do yourself the best favor ever and always post the link underneath the picture of whatever you're selling. Because nobody in this busy world wants to have to look for where to go. I'm going to forget about it. When I'm selling tickets to an event, when I am inviting people to a Zoom, when I am whatever, always post the hyperlink. So all they have to do is press the highlight and it takes them to it. Another good resource is Linktree. Linktree. And then you go get all of your links for all of your stuff. Some of y'all are like, I'm just getting started, so this is not really making sense to you, but I'll walk you through all of it. Linktree is amazing because people don't want to put in the work. And so you just make it always easy for them. Make it very explainable for them. Mastering the art of the sale, the psychology behind successful selling is, you ready for this? You have to create a meaningful human connection. I don't care what y'all say. God did not create you an introvert. You are not an introvert. That's a lie from the enemy. Something happened in your life that stole your confidence, that's made you hide away, made you duck your head down. You lost your confidence. I'm here to help you build your confidence back up. God did not create people that were insecure and introverted. He created us for relationships. So I'm going to help you with that. Connection with people. It is not a compliment when you say, I ain't got no friends. I'm going to help you figure out how. I'm going to help you not be weird. Sometimes you're just weird. Sometimes you just feel quirky. You just feel, you walk in a room and it's like you've been rejected for so long in your life that now you just are weird. I'm going to help you find, I keep hanging out with me. I'm going to help you find that weirdness is a vibe. That weirdness is what's going to make you a brand. It ain't a bad thing. You hear me? You are not an introvert. You are called, chosen, appointed. There ain't nobody else on this planet that's got your sauce. There ain't nobody on this planet that's got what you got. So you got to begin to create meaningful human relationships, connections. And you know what, y'all? In my inner circle, there are people that have never met in their lives, thousands of them, never met in their lives, and they're closer in that inner circle than they are to some of their own family. You know why? Because sometimes family's the last to see who you really are. They don't buy your books. They don't support you. And it's not because your family doesn't necessarily believe in you. You're just little Polly. You're little Jessie. You're little Rhonda, right? You're little Lee. You're little Ada. I used to wipe your butt when I changed your diaper. I was your auntie. So they're not looking at you like you're this boss. They're not even seeing. My dad wouldn't even let me preach. And I'm preaching in TD Jakes' pulpit. Before my dad ever saw the gift in me, God had sent complete strangers. My first book that I wrote, Beautifully Broken, with my special ed self, not one person in my daddy's church shared it on his news feed. Not one person. My own brother. I just finished a book. I got a new one coming out next week. You got to get up. We out to eat. My book came out August the 10th of last year. We go out to eat for my 51st birthday. My brother goes, what's the name of your book? It was already on Amazon bestseller. What if I would have allowed myself to believe I wasn't all that in a bag of chips because the people closest to me didn't qualify me? Now they got to, because your fruit is speaking for itself. So my goal is to help you get meaningful connections, to help you find out what you're good at. Help you find out you ain't got to stay in that 1-bedroom house with your 10 kids. You hear me? You ain't got to stay on EBT cards. God created you. You can change you can build your credit and buy your own house. God didn't create you just to rent. But because of our thinking, because of the way we were raised, we don't even know that it's possible, right? So I'm going to teach you how to change your approach to pitching yourself, selling yourself. This is yours. This ain't no MMM. You're not selling no tea. You're not out here trying to help somebody get unconstipated. Some of y'all are, and that's good. If you are, you better be the best tea seller on the planet. I know women making millions of dollars selling tea. But it is your company. This is you. You are the brand. I'm going to teach you how to offer less than more. This is what you need to write down. Offer. I want to offer. I want to be something. I want to be the answer to other people's needs. And then this is what Ramaya, this is what everybody keeps teaching me. Stop going on YouTube when we've got a Zoom. Kim, you got to make it scarcity. You got to make it desirable. I'm out on every platform. Can you imagine how successful I would probably be if I made myself more hard to get to? But it's working. But I'm learning. I'm a brand. You're a brand, but I'm also a pastor. I gotta be touchable, but I gotta get unprogrammed from the thinking of the way I was raised, right? All right, so you need to be the answer. So write this down in your notebook. I wanna be the answer to other people's needs. I wanna create a sense in my life of what I have to offer. No one else can offer but me. Nobody can do it like me. I saw today a commercial that really stuck out to me, and it was a demolition. They come in and they tear your bathrooms out and your kitchens out and put new wood floors in. And this man came out and he said, I know we've got a whole bunch of people out there trying to steal our sauce. He said, they're coming in really cheap. He said, but you go ahead and go with them because this is what you're going to get. And he took the wood and broke it with his hands. He said, but when you got something that ain't nobody else got, and every one of you on here with me tonight's got something nobody else has got, you got some sauce on you, then you will pay more. You will pay more, right? So prove your expertise in your area. Talk about yourself all the time. Talk about your book. Talk about your product. Learn how to listen. Listen, not listen to respond. All right, here's some tips on how you're going to become one of the best sellers of everything, how you're going to start that company, how you're going to make yourself indispensable, how you're going to be the answer to everybody's needs. Active listening. I'm going to be an active listener. I'm going to allow clients to explain their issues without interruption or making assumptions. All right, I'm going to ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions, right? I'm going to get productive conversation flowing. This is why you ain't no introvert. You ain't no introvert. I'm going to help you. Get that conversation flowing. Be you. Be authentically you, right? Allow people to start bragging on people. I notice stuff. Like whenever I'm in a room with somebody, I notice, I listen, I see what makes them, their eyes light up. I can tell when they love their dog or their kids, and you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to talk about it because I want them to know I care. I'm interested in it. The next thing you need to write down is I got to be authentic. I got to be authentic. I got to ask open-ended questions. I got to get that conversation flowing by hearing them. And then I got to be authentic. I got to focus on helping the client find solutions throughout the process. I tell my staff this all the time. Don't come at me with the problem unless you bring a solution with it. Because there's always a solution. Always a solution. So be authentic. Then also lead with a plan. And y'all, I want you to really pay attention to yourself as well. I want you to listen to yourself in the next 24 hours. And I want you to think about what your automatic response is. When somebody comes at you with negativity, what is your first reaction? Is it negativity, or is it, oh yeah, like ain't that so cool that they can talk about you and you ain't even in the room? Like, what is your normal reaction? Is your normal reaction say, yeah, I know, I'm getting old. I'm going to end up working till I'm 90 years old and retail because I ain't got no money, right? Are you going to begin to flip the flow and start prophesying over yourself? So you got to lead with a plan. Start conversations with people. Start the conversation with a clear intent to help your buyers. What do you like? What's your favorite taste? Would you buy my cupcakes again? Would you buy another book if I wrote it? Do you have any ideas for the next book I'm going to write? What is your feedback? Send out emails and just say, give me your feedback, right? What could I have done differently? Some of y'all don't want to ask that because you're being rejected so much you take everything personal. Yeah, no, give me feedback. So next time I can come at it with a different perspective so that I can, because you gotta grow. You gotta expand your horizons. You can't be the smartest one in your circle. Encourage feedback, ask for feedback to understand how you can improve and meet your clients' needs. Man, y'all, answer your freaking emails. Stop waiting 24 hours or 48 hours. I had one of my masterminds today. She lost a $100,000 account because she was tired. She was tired. I'm tired tonight. I have literally worked all day long, y'all. From this morning, 7 a.m., I was up moving. I've been on Zooms. I've been one-on-one coaching all day long. I'm tired. And I got on here and I immediately was like, God, I thank you that there are people that are wanting to better their lives. And I'm thanking you that you give me that access to them to do so. My girl lost a $100,000 contract because she was tired and did not email this person back quickly. He immediately said, I feel at this time, she finally emailed him back 18 hours later. And when she did, he said, I feel like at this time, you are too busy for this project. And I'm afraid that it will be unfair to you as a single mother to put this on you. I don't care if you're tired. Get an automatic message that goes right out to them. Respond immediately. Y'all, I'm gonna help y'all. It took me 10 years to get here. It's gonna take y'all 1. I'm giving y'all all the loops, man. I'm telling you. Immediately respond, say, I'm in a meeting right now. I'll get right back to you. I read your email. I'm on it. All right? Provide examples for these people. Tweaks in the sales process that leads to better conversations. Sales is an art, y'all. Sales is, y'all, even ministry. Me being a pastor. Like people are like, church ain't no business. Yes, it is. Because when people come into that parking lot, we've got to give them an experience. My staff has to be on it. We can't bring our baggage to church. So I've got to make Limitless such a place where people feel welcome that they want to come back to Limitless. All right? Here's number 3, and then I'm done. Sales is an art. Coaching's an art. Everything's an art. And it all starts with letting people know that you truly care. They feel it. Secret number 3. Y'all ready for this? Strategies for sustaining and scaling, and strategies for scaling and sustaining and scaling growth. Write that down. Strategies for sustaining and scaling growth. And the objective here is to show you how businesses can maintain and amplify your growth sustainably. Y'all ready for this? It's important that you learn how to scale your business. You cannot stay mom and pop for the rest of your life. You gotta go into this thing with, I'm gonna give myself 12 months, and then I'm gonna, by 12 months, I'm going to have X, Y, and Z done. I'm constantly scaling, constantly moving. I'm constantly, Oprah told me something, always know where your money is. So I'm always watching. I'm always making sure that things are, I got a lot of stuff going on. People think that I don't know everything. I know everything going on. I'm watching. I'm not loud, but I give people a chance. My staff knows I don't micromanage them. I say, I give you, look, y'all know me. You gotta make sure you communicate well, and then you let people fly. So you got to,
right.
there's an
Father
importance
God, thank you
of
for this.
scalability in business processes. Scalability is this, y'all. It's a business ability to grow to meet increased demand without incurring significant additional cost. So scalability is a business, is a business's ability to grow to meet increased demand without incurring significant additional cost. It can be a strategic imperative. It can be a strategic imperative that influences every aspect of a business operation and can help businesses achieve sustained success. Let me give you all an example. So when the pandemic hit, they started shutting our churches down, right? They started shutting our churches down. And I still had church payments. We still owed $80,000 on our church. And I was doing videos, but it didn't feel like church. And so what I did was I immediately, hold on one second. I just logged out of this. I immediately sat down with my team and I started telling my team, we've got to pivot. Because there's a sickness going on in this world, and we've got to figure out how to make these people feel connected without being in a building. And so what we did was I immediately started growing our online presence. I immediately started growing connect groups because people need to feel connected. Even in your businesses, they need to know they matter. They need to hear from you at least once a week. Emails, just let them know you care. Put their name in there. I started connect groups. We had 700, I think, and 62 people in just connect groups. Our online church grew substantially. I paid my whole building off during the pandemic, and I did not get the PPP loan. I got no help. Because God said, why would you go for a loan? I mean, whatever those things were called, a grant or whatever. Those checks that were writing, really big $2 million checks for churches. Why would you go get it if you don't need it? You're basically prophesying over yourself that you're in the hole and you're not. And so I began to strategically pivot. And so what I want to ask you tonight is, in your businesses, where are areas that you could pivot? Because what's happening is when you don't turn your businesses over to God, when you don't allow very smart people in your lives, everybody, I got so many people in my life that are way smarter than me, that's helped me elevate and grow. I got around people that I love what they produce. Their fruit spoke, right? Where are areas in your life that you could learn to pivot by simply changing your social pages? Maybe changing the way you present yourself, right? I'm not going to listen to anybody that if I walk into a gym and the person that is teaching me aerobics is overweight, we're not going to stay in her class. Or somebody to do my hair and they got fried hair, I'm not going to sit in their chair. So I'm saying, like, are you your brand? Are you presenting yourself in a way that other people look at you and say, yeah, I admire that? Because all that takes is a little pivot for you. All that would take is you going to Pinterest and asking for some style ideas, going to the thrift store on a Monday when it's $1 for some blazers and some jeans. It is literally beginning to present yourself like you already are where you want to go. Because y'all, within 12 months, you could be substantially making on your way to $100,000, even a month. But it's getting yourself out of the slump that you're in right now. That slump of, I don't know what else to do. I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified for this. What do I have to offer? If I write my book, who's going to read it? Nobody cares about my story. Lies. My first book that I wrote, $30,000 in the first 2 months. And I was at Bloomingdale's. I got to quit Bloomingdale's after that because I decided to bet on myself. Because I realized there wasn't one thing that I'd ever gone through that God didn't know about. And he planned on using it. So if God has connected you to me, you got some pretty amazing sauce. And he just chose to let me come across your news feed and talk some Chinese lingo to you tonight. That if you ain't careful, you'll start feeling overwhelmed and you'll decide to shut down. But you can't. Because now the Bible says that once you know better, you do better. So I'm expecting you guys to begin to bet on yourself. To begin to ask yourself as you go to sleep tonight, God, what are some areas in my life? Give me wisdom and understanding in some areas in my life where I can break the back of poverty, where I can become the first millionaire, billionaire in my family. The logistics is where my fear comes from. Somebody just said the logistics is where my fear comes from. I have to take that leap. You've got to take that leap. Because y'all, failure isn't failure because you're trying. And so your challenge this week, y'all, your challenge this week, and I know I said a lot tonight, and you can go back. I've got on my YouTube channel, I've got the last teaching of this and this one. Kind of went through a little bit quicker tonight just because I'm tired. But we did it. We got it in. And what I want you to do is I want you to begin to go to a YouTube University and begin to sharpen up on some things. If you have a gift in communication, I need you to go out there and Google, and you don't know what your purpose is. Go out there and Google, what are some jobs where good communication and bubbly personalities can make a lot of money. And then you go start the company. That doesn't mean you leave your job right now. You begin to build where you're at. So if you're on here tonight and you say, I don't know where to start, I just told you. I have a bubbly personality. So what I need you to do right now is I need you to write down. Stacy, write this down. Write this down. What are my good qualities? What are my good qualities? If you don't know, when you get off this live, you call somebody and you ask them, when you think of me, what comes to your mind? Oh, I get excited because you're happy. I get excited because you're joyful. I get excited because, right? You're a problem solver. You make me feel good. Somebody might tell you, run. I want to run. Then you know you need to work on that this week. God can shift your personality literally in 7 days. Good? So here's what you're going to do tonight. My good qualities. What excites me is the next thing I want you to write down. What excites me? It could be making wooden carved earrings. There ain't nobody else can make those. But you. There may be 1 million people making them, but they're not you. There's 8 billion people in this world. What really makes me happy? Maybe it's playing with kids. So maybe we could get you in a position where you could start a daycare or even start a nanny service. You ain't got to leave your house for that. Maybe if you are good with people, you could start a staffing company where you staff people to babysit senior citizens at people's homes. Yo, this sounds so far-fetched, but I got a 24-year-old girl right now that was doing my lashes that went and researched how to start a staffing company. She sits in her room and makes $20,000 a week putting people she's never met into homes to take care of senior citizens. There's so many ways to make it, but we can't get outside of our little thinking. So what am I going to do? I'm going to offer you right now, for all of you that want to go even further. In fact, I would like for you in the comments, on a scale 1 to 10, how helpful does one of these calls, how helpful is it when we get on here and I start jogging your memory and making you think? How helpful is it? See, some of y'all in here are like, man, I could never, but you're not putting in the work. I'm helping you figure out the work and bypass, right? So, y'all know I've got the micro mentorship. I've been talking about it forever. And I said tonight I was gonna get on it and explain it a little bit. And this was just this is stuff that I'm not even gonna y'all, when I tell you this micro mentorship, you can go sign up. I think they're putting the links everywhere. You can go to RTK, you can go to RTK masterclass.com and sign up. We've got 200 spots. And I think like 140 are already taken. So we do have a few spots left.
RTKmentorship.com.
Oh, okay. Ramaya, come in and talk. I thought you were gone.
I'm here. It's RTKmentorship.com.
Okay, so it's RTKmentorship.com, y'all. And you can sign up there. But y'all listen to this. These are some of the things. The first week is a 90-day course. It's going to be live with me and my team. And we're going to give you all the secret codes to moving ahead. I'm going to give these to you real quick and then we're getting off. Week 1 is going to be kickoff and foundations. So we're going to be meeting August the 6th every Tuesday. You can go back and watch as many times as you want the replays. We're going to be teaching you how to get goals. We're going to be teaching you how to get intentions. We're going to be helping you set personal and business goals, creating a vision board. I'm going to give you an assignment every week. So you're going to have to tell your friends, I'm not going to go party with you for 3 months. I'm going to be with Real Talk Kim. Because we're going to be busy about getting our coins and changing the narrative. I am investing in me. I'm giving y'all assignments. The first week assignment is going to be write a personal business manifesto, business short-term, long-term goals. I'm going to help you. Week 2 is going to be identifying your audience. I'm going to be helping you figure out your audience. Understanding your target market, who's your people, creating customer personas. That assignment that week is going to be develop detailed customer personas and identifying pain points. We're going to walk through little scary places that you're scared. You're like, oh my God. And I will be there holding your hand, helping you walk through it. Week 3 is going to be crafting your offer. We're going to be helping you craft your offer, designing irresistible offers, understanding value, propositions, making yourself contagious. That assignment that week is going to be create and refine your primary offer. I'm going to be making y'all put in the work. By the time we're done, you're going to be so confident. And then week 4 is messaging, storytelling. Week 5 is content creation. Week 6 is marketing fundamentals, team building. Week 7 is lead generational strategies. All this stuff is going to make sense. Week 8, I'm going to teach you how to do Facebook ads and paid advertisement. And week 9 is referrals and networking. Week 10 is sales techniques. Week 11 is business systems. I'm going to help you find CPAs and know what you need. Business systems, how to operate, getting your own inner circle going. What do you work under? Optimization, all that kind of stuff. Week 12 is financial management. You're not going to be afraid of success. All right. And then ongoing challenge, we're going to be doing this. It's going to be 90 days, 12 weeks, right, Ramaya? We're going to be doing 12 weeks. And y'all know that we have it so that you can do afterpay.
Correct.
You can do afterpay. You can break payments down. You can put a deposit down, then pay it in increments. So all that. Ramaya, you want to come in and say something before we get off?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much covered it all. You was about to go into the ongoing challenge is going to be to help you guys if you're just starting to make your first $1,000, and that's something that we've done hundreds of times. It's really easy. Making money is easy. You just have to follow the blueprint, and we're going to show you the blueprint. And those of you who are already in business and looking to scale, we're going to show you how to get the 5K months, 10K months, 20K months, and even beyond. So this is going to be a really great mentorship to teach you how to create offers, how to reach your audience, how to market to them, how to show up, and how to sell. So this is the perfect place for you guys to be. And price wise, this is really low. I've been a part of masterminds.
Me too.
Yeah, like this is a low price for what's being offered. So you definitely want to get in right now and don't wait to the next one, because the price may increase if we do this again. Now is the time, and your money is going to come back to you. Like, we're going to help you to make your money back.
Mentorship.com. How y'all feeling?
Is there a deadline to sign up?
Yes, July 31st is the deadline to sign up.
So Ramaya, yeah, okay. Y'all feel good? Are y'all excited? Y'all ready to become rich? And then when you get rich, you can't be telling everybody because they start wanting to borrow money from you and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Then y'all are going to be teaching them these classes. That is my goal. Y'all, my goal is to literally be birthing bosses that literally are doing these classes for themselves, for other people. I'm hoping that not only are you going to become wealthy and your own business person, but you are going to be teaching education in this area. You go from broke, can't buy cheese with your credit like me, to now teaching people. Y'all, I've got millionaires that have sat under me that literally went from broke to got money. Bro, I'm birthing bosses. Birthing bosses, Giorgio. I love that. That's gonna be mine right there. Thank you, Giorgio. Birthing bosses. That is me, baby. I am definitely a birther of bosses. Y'all feel good? Can we pray? Y'all gonna go to RTK. I'm sorry, I told Ramaya this was gonna be 15 minutes. Now Ramaya's in his car at his kids' sports. I get excited and I just go on and on and on. Okay, y'all ready for this? Father, we just thank you right now for your presence. We thank you for this group. God, I thank you that in this group, you are birthing millionaires. That God, you are birthing millionaires, that you are birthing billionaires, you are birthing, God, stuff we can't even fathom. Like, even to think that when I began, I was scared of all the money that I was making because I was afraid IRS was going to come after me, and I was the fear of success was keeping me awake at night, and I busted through that fear, and today I can sit on a call at night and pour into other people and tell them, hold my hand as we elevate you to another level. So Lord, I pray favor. I pray abundance. I prophesy Amos 9:13. Lord, bring them the funds. Bring them the funds. Bring them the money they need to do what they need to do. God, I pray all weariness. I pray all distraction off of them. I pray all fear off of them. And Lord, I thank you that we are birthing bosses. Tonight is the beginning. And Lord, we just thank you. I pray over their families and I pray over their sleep tonight, that as they sleep, they will have the best sleep they've ever had in their lives. And that God, they're going to wake up with more confidence than they've ever had in their life. In Jesus' name, I pray Amos 9:13 over you guys. It won't be long now. God's decree said things are about to happen so fast. Your head is about to spin. Blessing upon blessing. You won't be able to keep up. I love you guys so much. RTKmentorship.com. I'll see y'all in the morning for 8 a.m. prayer.
Love you too. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Love y'all. Hey, what was that? Love you guys. What was that, baby?